Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Well, it's Saturday. Unfortunately, my mouth feels even more raw than it did yesterday, and I I don't mind the pain. I just wish that I was on vacation or something when this happened. I have to interact with people on a regular basis because of what I do for a living, and I'm more aware of it now. But in the past, I've had troubles when I've had mouth sores, and the reason I would run into trouble is it's painful, and your mind will work against you and want to shortcut what you're trying to say. Imagine you're trying to tell somebody that you have a better idea for, let's say you're talking to your colleague, you got a better idea for how to do this, or maybe you're talking to some other significant person, right? A client or something like that, and you have a tendency to jump straight to the to what you want to do because your mouth is sore. You don't want to spend 6 or 7 sentences explaining why you have a better idea, right? No, don't do this, do that, right? You have a tendency. I'm more aware of it now, so I'm less likely to do it, but it's a threat. And this time around, now that I really love my job, it's made me realize how big a threat it is to have any sort of discomfort, right? And I'm taking it a lot more seriously now, so I'm really trying to recover. As I was going to go back to my art projects this weekend, but I realized that I needed to rest a lot more. So I stayed away from that. And 3 more days from now, it will be the birthday of Polonium 210. I'll definitely take a break on that day for sure. So I've also uh, uh, one strategy I've been using to cope with my mouth sore is to try if something gets too involved. I'm a professor at Phoenix College. If something gets too involved, and I realize that I have a lot of sentences ahead of me, I'll tell the student that I'll email them later. Right, the student comes up to me after class, says something, gotta get going. I'll email you later, and then I can put some thought into it. And also, I've been talking to my students about the fact that I have a mouth sore. Yeah. Oh my God, my mouth feels even worse today. That way, get ahead of it in case it ever comes up. I can explain myself, right? If I say something wrong and then try to defend myself, it will sound like I'm desperately trying to right the wrong, right? And I had a problem just like that many years ago. I was home with my family. My mom has a tendency to talk a million miles an hour, and on a normal day, it's hard enough to resist the temptation to try to talk at her pace. With a mouth sore, it becomes impossible to resist that temptation. I had said something inappropriate, criticized her, said she was wrong, something like that, when I could have dressed it up a little bit better. That's a good idea, but let's do even better with this, right? I think we were talking about some uh, home repairs that she was working on, and I criticized her. I said, you are stupid for thinking that, something like that. I can't remember the details. And she got very angry and defensive, as you would expect, right? And I tried to explain it, but then my mouth got even more sore trying to explain it. Finally, I pounded the table. Stop! My mouth is sore. Don't make me talk over you. We got into a very angry shout out, if I remember correctly. And it made me realize that I think this was just before COVID-19 when I ran into that. And it made me realize how big a threat it is to have any sort of discomfort in your body. So, for example, in the past, sometimes I'd be doing something, talking to somebody, and needing to go to the bathroom, and I would uh, finish up what I was doing. No, nowadays I go to the bathroom first so I can be comfortable, come back and do what I need to do, and not be distracted by whatever it is. Right? If there's something going on, I'm more likely to call out sick nowadays compared to 4 years ago, because I realize that any sort of discomfort will not look good on me if it weighs on my work. And unfortunately, our final exams are coming. I can't just take off Monday if I needed to. That's the unfortunate part. I really desperately need to heal up, because otherwise bad things are going to happen. I'm going to be talking to my boss about uh, fall courses, and I don't know if anybody could say a quick prayer for me. This is an issue of professionalism. This isn't just my mouth is sore. If my mouth were sore while I'm kicking back on a beach in Gdansk Bay, Poland, oh my God, I can accept that. I really could. In fact, I would like that, because it would force me to eat a lot slower and savor what I have over there. But unfortunately, this is a matter of professionalism right now, right? The unfortunate part is that you normally don't go out and show people your mouth sore, right? Imagine I had broken my leg or something. I went in there with some kind of a cast. At least people know what you're going through there, right? You don't typically go up to your boss or your students, and you might tell them that your mouth is sore, but you might not show them, right? That's the most frustrating part of it, right? Uh, all right. I want to point out something, though. Earlier today, I quickly saw on my Facebook feed that the Federal Reserve, well, I think this is the first time the Federal Reserve has ever credited a celebrity for the economy. But they were saying that Taylor Swift had boosted the economy by how much, because of all the Swifties going to hotels and traveling. I got to point out something, though. It didn't boost it for me, because I have a big fear of crowded environments. And in fact, I dreaded every time Taylor Swift was coming to Phoenix. I really dreaded it, and I really wanted to leave the Phoenix area. Unfortunately, I never got my wish, because a lot of it's just not popular to tell people, especially colleagues who are my age. I had a colleague who was 20, 21 years old, a few in their 30s and 40s, and I guess my boss, he was in his 70s. He might have understood it, but I certainly didn't want him to think that I had any sort of anxiety issues. And I tried to nudge the office, can I have these days off? They knew I wasn't going to go to the Taylor Swift concert, but I never got the days off, because I don't think any of my colleagues went to see Taylor Swift either. I don't know why I didn't get those days off, but I tried to nudge it in that direction. The students really needed me. What was really frustrating was that it was also a pretty sparse week, because some of our students are kind of well off, and they actually did go to see Taylor Swift. So I had a very slow week, made fewer hours, but at the same time, I didn't get to go away. I got the worst of both worlds. And that's the most frustrating part of it. I was talking to my colleagues at Phoenix College about this, and they said I actually should have been forthcoming. Hey, boss, I gotta tell you something. I have social anxiety, and the Taylor Swift weekend is not a very healthy weekend for me to be in Phoenix. So I'm going to be going away. And my colleagues actually said I should have said I'm going to be going away, not can I go away. I'm going to be going away for my good mental health. So that's what my colleagues said I should have said. I don't think that would have flown too well at the tutoring center where I was working at. My boss was old-fashioned and sometimes didn't really think outside the box. But you know what? Next time, I think the problem was that I didn't have very much income outside of the tutoring center. Had I did it today with my job at the college and my art projects, yeah, I might have said it that way. And whatever goes then, right? That's too bad. That's too bad. All right. I've been working up a good tan, as you guys see, but I really, really need my mouth to heal. I'm going to be negotiating with my boss, and also I'm going to be negotiating with my landlord over here about a longer-term lease. And I definitely would prefer not to do that with a mouth sore. But I'm going to close early because my mouth needs to heal. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum